Now, back to what I was saying. Formally, for those of us that did not hear me due to the issues with the recording and signing up, welcome to the official first mentorship class for mentors. Basically, what we are doing here today is to elevate mentors to understand the professional level of mentorship and also to help us better improve our legacies and our standards in the Forex industry. So, with what I said earlier about a future examination coming up and all of those stuff, hopefully you guys heard that. We're going to be diving into this slide, which I made available for this particular presentation. And then on the next one is going to be more private and it's going to be more of a discussion, believing that you guys have understood a lot from what we discussed today. And then we can move forward to the examination and then over to the certificate and unveiling of you guys. So what we are doing here today is basically teaching you how to master the act of Forex trading. Because I told you guys, for me, and since you all are people that I've seen grow up for the past 2 to 3 years, you understand to me, Forex is not just trading, it's an art. It's an art I do to present myself as a craft. So I want you guys to also look at trading from that level. You're not just coming here to make money anymore. You're here to build a legacy for yourself as an artist, as an analyst, and also as an educator. So you're not just trying to make money, you're trying to make something even more. So that's why we're doing this today. So also give you that foundational understanding that, yes, you were trained to do this. You're not just doing this because you feel like doing it. You were trained, you were supervised to do this from people who have had the experience. So this is not just a concept or an illusion that we're trying to create. It's something that we have practiced over the years. We have observed each other, and we've also presented provable data that we know what we are doing. So I want you to have that confidence that this is something you can do for a lifetime, as long as you stick to a team that is motivating and you have this competitive spirit around ourselves. Like we have this energy to want to present more, want to do more in the industry, and want to be better than what we did yesterday, not with anybody. You understand? No competition with anybody, just trying to better yourself and also make more money along the way. So that's what the objectives of this class are. And please go through the readings on the slide while we do this, because that's basically the aim of the slide. I'm not just going to be reading everything for you from page to page. I'm going to be presenting to you from the information I've gathered from the other administrators that we discussed about this presentation. Okay. So on the introduction, we are going to be starting with the mindset of a professional mentor. Like I said in the past, a professional mentor is not just here to make money. You're here to build a legacy for yourself. You're here to stand out. You're here to present yourself also to the industry that you can elevate people. You can teach people how to trade. So today now we have mentors that want to present themselves as content creators. So we have to also try to monetize and take advantage of those opportunities as well. Most of us are already familiar with teaching people, which is the mentorship. But also, we have to get ourselves to a wider level, have the mindset of someone who is doing business, who is influencing, someone who is trying to basically present a world-class level of understanding. To not just be able to present yourself to Nigerians or to Ghanaians or to South Africans, but also to present yourself to foreigners who might not be very fluent in understanding your tongue, but your English can be understandable to them as a mentor. So you can teach people who are from India as well, teach people who are from Canada. If you notice, forest trading in Nigeria is very unique. It's something we do with a craft. It's something we get better at. If you look at the community, you have Power, you have King Solomon, you have different identities that are placing high-level values of technical analysis. And these guys are not even coming from a core frame level or coming from an hedge fund level, but instead coming from guys who have learned from other people who had experience from the past. So you have to put that mindset that trading is also something you can do for life and something you can go beyond just trying to make money, but build a legacy for yourself. As simple as what I'm trying to do with you guys today. So you have to put that vision in your head as well. Some of the opportunities you see, don't just think of the money you can make. Think of what can this do for my reputation? How can this benefit me as an individual? How can this also elevate me as a content creator or an artist? You see? So you have no difference from the musicians and most of those kind of people. So that's what we have as introduction. Stage one, talking about the psychological aspect of it, which I said in the introduction. Influencing is basically similar to what we are doing here in Forex trading, because we're trying to present our charts to influence other people to make them understand that they can not just make analysis and trade, but perfect the analysis to lead others. So you have to be able to give that confidence in your analysis. You don't just have to just make analysis and share it. You have to share your analysis like you're sharing it with thousands of people, even if you know you don't have that audience yet. Put that standard level that you know that once somebody see your chart, be it a novice, a beginner, a professional, they're going to want to say, this person knows what he's doing. When you look at my charts, everything I'm going to be explaining to you here are things I've done. That's why I'm having that right to share this information with you. These are things I've experimented, and we have seen the growth over time. We have seen the results. So we are trying to bestow those informations on others as well, so they too can also do the same thing. So I'm not just trying to tell you things I don't know or things I'm forming, but instead you can see my track results and it's public everywhere. So that's how we do what we do. That's how I want you guys to do what you do. And also I want you to tell your stories in your work. If you look at my Telegram channel, it's not just something I use to post analysis. I tell my story through my work. People know JayFx as and know my identity as JayFx. They know my identity as JayFx. And I've not even done much like of trying to tell them how much I make in a day, or try to show them my car, or try to tell them how good I am in trading. But basically, I've been sharing a little bit of my story along the way, same way musicians will share their storyline through their music. So that's something you want to do. You want to have this psychological influence on your subscribers, that you can present yourself and build a legacy for yourself, because a legacy is all about your identity. A legacy has nothing to do with your craft. It has everything to do with your identity, because everybody can do that craft, but not everybody can have the identity you can present. No, but not everybody can be Gray. Not everybody can be Pico. Not everybody can be each of you. You're all unique. But when you can make your craft look more simple and also look more tied to your personality, that way you can make a standard that could present yourself in the eyes of the public. So this is something that I want you guys to look into as well, and see how you can handle these levels of narrative telling and presenting your chart in a more comfortable way. Okay, sorry, I had somebody on my door. I had to check that. So moving over to stage 2, you have to also try and become more constructive. Like, I see some of you present your chart, you just want to tell the analysis and then you want to leave. Okay, I know none of us have that time. Nobody has extra time anymore. Yes, but I want you guys to also understand that you're not just presenting your chart for yourself. You're presenting your chart for your brand. Okay, so your style matters. You don't just come and dump your chart and write GBP analysis and move away. No, that's not how things are done. If you notice, that's what brands do. That's how brands go forward. That's how people recognize you as a brand. You won't just keep doing your thing like how you do your thing ignorantly and then think people will just fall in love with you. Even if people come around, they won't stick with you. They won't pay attention to you. The kind of attention you want is not what you will get at the end of the day, because dedication comes not just with trying to be the best, but also putting the work of being the best. You don't just have to every time say, I'm the best, I'm going to try and be the best. But you have to try and put the work of being the best, which is making sure you are dedicated to how you present your craft. So your presentation matters a lot. Your platform, your standard, your levels of reputation, like how well do you have your slogans surrounding your channel? How well do your people know your chart color? How well have you been able to present the information in the chart or break down the information outside the chart? Those are very, very important things that you have to look into. You have to try and see how much you can understand these things. and how much you can improve them. So these are some of the things that you can also look into, and then you can also see how you can, better your analysis with them. Please read the slides. Okay, I won't be reading the slides for you. I'll just be speaking on clarity to make you understand what we have available on the slides. Okay, you have to start putting out results. Don't fall for the trap of those who are synced into trying to present their cars or trying to present uh, their personalities when they haven't presented their work yet. Those are not traders. They won't be able to stand the wave coming in from the next 3 to 4 years. Okay, so balance mentorship with your private trading life. So you can also be able to fulfill your reality, which you have dreamed of. If you notice, on my platform, I don't show my trading from my system. I do it from my phone. That's because I want people to get used to seeing me present my chart from my phone. And then when I go to analysis, I don't do it for my phone. I never analyze for my phone. I always do it for my system because I want to keep a standard where people see my analysis from the system. But at the same time, they see my trading from my phone because my personal trading is done with my phone, like I've always done from the beginning. I do trading as simple as possible. If you look at my trades, you see them. They are as simple as possible. But when it comes to analysis, I'm not just trying to make analysis as simple as possible. I'm trying to break down my perspective so even a newbie can understand. Do you understand me? You have to break down your perspective. You have to explain why you highlight those zones because everything you're saying is in your head. You see that other block, you see that QM pattern. Don't think everybody can see it too, but it's very clear in your head because you know these models. But if you're able to break them down on your chart, I don't care, regardless of those who say this information, you can just write OB. Why do you like to write other block in full? That's because somebody might not know the meaning of OB and might require me to explain that stuff for them. Or just by writing other block, I've been able to teach somebody that OB stands for other block. And that alone is me doing my job because my principles and my objectives as a platform is to educate and enlighten people on syllables and terminologies and concepts. So that is what I do on my chart. I break it down, and when I post it, I write down my story. And that's as simple as that. That's what you have to do as a mentor because you don't have to just pay attention to when you see your uh, private mentorship platforms, is when you just look into trading. You don't have to be like that. You understand me? It doesn't have to be like that. So when we talk about your trading platform, when you look at your trading platform, I'm talking about slide number stage 3, where we have Forex trading from a business class perspective. Okay. Are you just a mentor? Are you building an educational empire? That's to say, knowing quite all right, technology is still kind of new to this world in terms of how long things have lasted. What are you trying to do online? Are you just trying to trade? Or are you just trying to mentor people? Or are you just trying to build something different that have never really existed before? Because forex trading also is something that has not been that long in terms of concepts and technical analysis. This approach to the financial market is just a wave that is being ushering in right now. That's why you see the educational aspect is not yet very viral. That doesn't mean it won't flow in very, very soon. It just means that this particular industry is still very fresh. So the entertainment is still more attractive than the knowledge. But that's just going to die off over time, and then knowledge repeat everything. Now you find people finding musics that have meaning behind them more entertaining than music that are just sound. Because everybody is looking for something valuable. You understand? So the century is becoming older, and then these things are getting older as well. And then over time, people are becoming older. So they want to get knowledge. They don't want just entertainment anymore. So what are you doing online? You that have the information of being able to mentor people, what are you doing online? And where do you see your platform in the next 3 years? Can you survive? Do you have enough branded content to survive your platform being more attractive to this kind of world for the next 3 years? That's a very important question. I think if those people who post their cars and tell everybody to join their group, if they do think about those stuff, they'll find what they do very, very useless. And this is the simple truth, because your car gets outdated every single year. How do you expect people to get attracted to your car in the next 3 years if your car is your mouthpiece? Like you see the likes of very, very popular mentors. I don't want to mention anybody's name since we're going to be posting this. But it's their cyber truck that is the proof that they know how to trade. For all we know, these guys can be imposters just covering their money with trading, which many of them are being dug up right now and they are being exposed. But at the same time, that's none of our business. You, what are you doing online? What are you building online? That's the question you should ask yourself. And then if you ask me that question, you can clearly see what I'm doing. You understand? You can clearly see what I'm doing. I'm not playing with anybody. And then you don't have to be like me, but you have access to me. How many times, how often have you used this opportunity to want to build yourself as a brand? Because we started this brand stuff last year. We tried to present ourselves as individual brands last year. And many of you has gotten to that point where you have over 1,000 followers already. Some of you are still very new. Instagram, TikTok, Telegram, YouTube. But you can see that if you do take this serious as a brand, not just to present yourself as an identity, you can really get monetized beyond just selling signals. You know, you can get a group together. You can get yourself in positions for one-on-one mentorships. Some of you have already tested this glory. I know the likes of Telegram and Pico last year, you guys got very, very massive turn up for one-on-one mentorships. And you can see that as a very profitable aspect of trading as well. So live events like Greg hosted one last year that was very, very profitable and also usable to the extent that it was able to set up his own YouTube. That was from just an ordinary live stream. But as ordinary as it is, it was able to give over 4 different episodes. And that's things you can monetize over the years. These are things you can do for the long run while you patch yourself up till this can feed you for life. That's what we call an empire. An empire is something that can feed you and take care of your entire family. And that's what, as a mentor or as a forex trader online trying to do business, should be putting your brand. This is the kind of level you should be looking at. And that's what we have for slide number 3. So going to slide number 4, which is the second to the last slide, I believe this will be the close to the end of this presentation. We're talking about the 3 levels of reality in terms of trading and mentoring. The first level talks about the surface reality, which is the retail mindset. These guys believe that the success of trading is all about strategy. What method are you using? SMC, Wyckoff, Elliott Wave. Just tell me your method, tell me your win rates, tell me how much you make. Let me just know those things. I don't care what's your aim, or I don't really care how you manage your risk. I don't really care how you make your money. I just want to know your strategy. I want to know the method. I want to see your winning rates. I want to see your, where's your journal? Where is your proof for? Now, what are you mentoring the person for? Is it to teach them how to get those tracks from showing them those tracks? Or is it to teach them the information on the concept? Like, some of these questions, I don't even really understand people. A guy came to me the other day and he was asking me for my track results. You guys know me. You guys that have traded with me for a very long time. Sometimes I don't trade for 2 months. Because I'm serious, I don't really need to trade for a very long time. And that thing affected me too, I won't lie. To a point where I might not even have money, but I might not feel like trading. That was when I found out that I think not trading every time too has its own side effect. Because I might not have money, but I don't feel like trading. Once I go to the chart, I look at the market, I say, shit, the market is going to be messy for the next 1 month. And I might not even trade. You see? So these are things that people have to look into as well. You understand? So you can understand that there are people with this mindset that a good mentor is somebody who can present track results, regardless of it being demo or real, because everything can be edited these days. Why are people still believing screenshots of track results? That's what scammers used to scam people. Like, can you ask for any other thing to know if I have the information you're paying for? You know, do you know if I can teach people? Have you checked if I know how to teach first before you ask me for track results? Do you know if I can speak in a Zoom? Do you know if I know how to teach you what the experience I have in terms that you can understand, knowing our different regions? And why are people not asking those kind of questions? What do you have to? What's your point with my? What if I've not traded for the past 3 months? What track result am I supposed to give you? I should show you signals I've sent to groups for the past 3 months just because you want to pay me money. Don't pay. That's how you know it's a scammer. It's a scammer that will have all those results to prove to you that he needs your money. I don't need your money. If you know, you have to put a certain level of understanding to these things, because these are the retail mindsets. These are the mindset of those people who don't have knowledge and they are out for the ego, the identity, and then quick information. You likely might not even be able to teach them, you know. So I want you to start seeing trading from not just from the level of somebody who is a beginner, but also see trading from the level of a mentor as well. You see, so see mentorship not only to teach people about trading setup, win RR, risk management, but also to also change their mentality of how they see trading. You know, make them want to hunt for knowledge. Same way I was able to influence all of you too. Try to do that same way to other people too. That's all I'm trying to say. Those of you who are here, everybody here have known how I've been handling them from the past 2 to 3 years now. From what we have done, psychologically, you can see that it's something that is very, very helpful. That's what a mentor does. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Those things are also important than just talking about your charts and trying to make them perfect their chart. The only way you can get better on your chart is if you're fixed psychologically. And that is something you see. I always make sure everybody is motivated. You understand? So that's part of being a mentor. And then level 2 is talking about the deep reality, where you talk about institutional trading and strategic thinking, like models. What model do you use? What this do you do? What market cycle do you use? Do you understand Y curve? You understand? Try to help them to see that all these methods are basically of market structure. All, trust me, I've tested them all like soup and jollof. I've tested all of them. I've tested Y curve, Elliott wave, harmonic patterns, SMC, support and resistance, SNR, and most of you said I've even taught you guys these methods too. So you know what I'm talking about. And they are all based on market structure, facts. So help people understand these things, because those guys who have gotten mentorship from previous people who talk about models a lot, they get confused. Even if you're able to teach them these models, if you don't give them this basic understanding, they will keep chasing more models. People will keep chasing more models and looking for more patterns. And patterns are just formed of structure. And structure is key to everything when it comes to charts. The structure and the formation is key to everything. So help them see those parts as well. So you can save them from those paradox, because once they get stuck in thinking about strategic models and schematics that they can use and bypass logic, you have a problem. And let them understand liquidity, let them understand those market cycles, yes, but let them understand that all these systems are very, very similar in terms of market structure. That's the basic foundation. That's the objective truth. It's all about market structure. So you can learn them all. You don't have to stick to ICT. It benefits you if you have a broader mind and you're looking for knowledge. It can benefit you to put all these things together. Okay. So when you talk about level 3 now, the guys who are on your level right now, I don't think things get difficult from here. It's just how to manage your lifestyle and build something of multiple streams of income outside just trading for yourself. You see, so this is the level where we know that, you know, it's time to go viral. It's time to be somebody in terms of trading, like what Jay is doing. It's time to build something like JayFx or something that can be bigger than JayFx house. You know, if it's possible, I would love to see you do it. Make me surprised in this Forex industry when we talk about the next 3 to 4 years. So look at yourself, reflect. What level do you think you are on right now? And then if you need support, come to me. We will talk about it, and then we'll see how we can forward from this point and then move to the next stage. Okay? So moving to stage 5, which is the last slide, balancing mentoring and private trading, similar to what I said in the earlier stage. So you're trying to balance trading and your private life. So I've given a lot of insight on this particular aspect. And then we understand that this concept of being free, you know, and you now have the leverage of a platform that you can easily just have signal service with, and then you don't have to stress yourself, or your personal trading life, you know, is something you are more interested in than your channel, your brand, and then you're trying to merge both of them so it's easier for you to just fluctuate through them. You have to balance everything. You have to balance everything. No one is more important than the other. Treat them equally. Like I said, when you present your chart, don't just present your chart because you want to share your XAU USD and then you post it and then you just add like one emoji, or you just write AU, you dump the chart. Nobody will know you as a personality like that. They will like it too. Few people might recognize it, those intelligent ones, those conscious ones. But you see the ones going there to look at your POI and see how they can get an entry. You can't catch their attention if you don't repeat your message over and over and over and over again, which is the way I present my chart. It's kind of in a repeated form, in as much as the informations are different. And I'm going to keep that standard regardless. And then I don't let this whole thing mess me up when it comes to my private trading or trying to build my brand. I'm available 24 hours, like I said earlier, because I'm able to fluctuate these things. Okay, so you have to look at these things if you're planning to stay here or for a very long time, and you have this long-term vision of enjoying both your personal trading life and the mentorship. Trade a calm and collective community. Trade a calm and collective community. You don't want to trade and create a group of people that just want to see your entry and your money and your card. Trust me, once you stop doing those things, they will leave. Once you stop doing those things, they will leave. And you know you can't do it every time because that's not what you created them for. But if you don't trade and create a respectful community that is calm, balanced, and they understand everything about you while you tell your story to your chat, like how we have in JayFx, then you don't have conscious people who want to even engage. They don't feel like engaging with you. They just want to observe and go away. Yes, that's all mainly based on their personality. But somehow, some way, you can make them come around if only you can present yourself in a repeated pattern. People will not like you because they know what you're trying to do. You're trying to make yourself relevant. Don't care about their opinion. If you care about their opinion, you don't have any difference from them. You are all in the same level. Understand? They would criticize what you do. Don't give any sense. Don't give any energy. Don't give any energy to. No send anybody. Present your thing as best as you can and be professional. That's what I do. And at the end of the day, you find out that 2 to 3 years from now, you're having people who end up understanding your personality and want to see what you can do. If they don't see your chart, trading becomes boring. And some of you have already seen this level of glory, so we know what we're talking about here. And some of you are working towards this level too. So I pray everybody finds that level of understanding and strive to make their personality a much respectful one in this industry. So a true mentor is someone who can thrive in multiple aspects of trading. You well, I believe that God will also help our people to become more conscious and become more realistic with what they do, regardless of the truth in it. You understand? At least let them be more realistic. That will be more presentable, more respectful. You know, what we do is more entertaining and more educational than the music industry. But we don't have the level of respect, not because we're not trying our best. Majority of us are delusional. Majority of us are preferring to lie than to try and make up something reasonable for our personalities. You see, they're trying to fake their life too much. You understand? It's too much, and this is drowning them slowly without them even knowing. So don't be like that. In as much as you're going to be getting attention as a mentor, don't be like that. Have your own personal principles and try to personally strive in this system to help others. Same way I'm trying to show you this stuff. Try to be more like this kind of person. Not because I'm the best right now, but because for the long run, let's see who gets outdated. Is it those people with the we can't forward to the future right now, but with our logical sense in spiritual analysis, with the people with the cars that are currently made this year be more relevant in 20 years? Or is the guy using technology, artificial intelligence, information, and knowledge to build a technological system mentally, physically to work on something for himself? Is that kind of identity going to strive in the future? Or is the identity of posting a particular car of a particular year and lying that you lost certain amount of money or you made certain amount of money? Which do you think would last longer? You. So that's the aim of what we are doing here today, and that's the aim of this presentation. Anybody has any questions so far? Okay, so that's a good question too. In the aspect of um, social media, which social media is for what, or what is for what? Because that's something too you should look into, because you don't expect. Well, let me explain it this way. All social medias are focused on different levels. For example, X is more familiar and similar to Thread. So those fields you can post more recent informations and get more direct contact. You can follow Tega on X and look how he does his stuff. He's striving there because he's posting more of charts, and those are things that X can get very, very far for you. Like how I got my Trade account. I post more of my charts on Trade. I hardly post uh, most of my personal discussions like how I do on Telegram, or ideas and psychological influence, like stuff like that, on Thread or X, because you get more criticized, and you really have to subscribe to the premium aspect of it to get those leverage. That's something. That's something you have to do if you're looking for those leverage on those platforms. So Instagram, on the other hand, is something similar to what we have as TikTok, and then that's something similar to what we have as YouTube. Those platforms are platforms that are focused more on the reels than the informations on post. Okay, so X give you those leverage for your post. Do it more on X. So I've seen what you did. I think last week on that posting on Instagram you're talking about, because it's basically not really that useful to post a recent chart, except it's more of a reel, like how you see me do my reels. Because if you don't do it that way, Instagram gets their information out late. Basically, that's how the algorithm works. It works first with those who have more followers and stuff like that. And then before they get to your content reaching more viewers, you might start seeing some certain levels of criticism because your chart is coming in late. You're posting a chart from 2024 analysis you made on Euro USD daily, and then this person is seeing it in March 2025. You see, and then the person is liking it, but then there's no chance of you posting it anytime soon. So why follow you there? You see, so those are the kind of things you can find on X. So what you would do is that try to find a way to post more of your results on X, on Instagram, sorry, instead of live chat, and then get the live chats to platforms like X and Thread. Okay, so post more of results. Try to use your Instagram for updating of your results, like I do. Use it to present your results. Use it to prove that you know what you're doing. And then use X and Thread to present more of a communication platform, a platform where people can see your recent actions, like a conversation, you know. So just look into what Tega has on his X. You can look at my own X too as well and see what you can do with that. Then go and look at the Instagram too. What um Pico, I think Pico was sharing his charts too as well on X on Instagram, but I think he got caught by on the neck by the road. I think like he choke him. Man use broken. He choke him for next more time. But I believe saying will get himself again. But he was doing that, and that's something you can do. And you can come to me too. I can send you some of the tools you can use to make your updates, like how I do my own on Instagram. And then you can post them. Those ones are easier to do that way. You understand? By the grace of God, we might have analysis section tomorrow and then we'll look at the chart together. So that will be all for now. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Good night.
All right, thank you, sir. Thanks for the presentation. We really appreciate.
No problem. No problem.
Okay, yes.
You're all welcome.
All right, all right. Take care, sir.
All right. Bye bye.
Yes.